Welcome. The Puck Drops here. We have had our issues with being a little late to broadcasts because of things I had to do in the previously. Well, we now have the positive issue of hold on one second of being early. Game doesn't supposed to start at 1, doesn't start for another couple 10 minutes. But yes, Sweden, Finland, we got that. So now we have time to look at which is what I'm trying to do right now. But Sweden, Finland, yes, and then U.S. Boston, U.S. Canada. So here's what works. Sweden has a point. They got a point for going to overtime with Canada. Now, a Sweden regulation loss hurts them, but it doesn't eliminate them. I think a Finland regulation loss, I think, eliminates them from the final. I'm
Any hockey player worth their salt knows this simple truth. The name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
No, I think Finland is eliminated if they lose in regulation. And Canada, yeah, that's what it is. If Finland loses in regulation and Canada wins in regulation or wins or even gets a point, if that's what it is. If Finland loses in regulation and Canada gets a point, Finland is eliminated from the final because Finland's last game is against the Canadians, and then the best Finland would be able to do is would have 3 wins, and even if they beat Canada, they'd be behind them, which would bar them getting in because the U.S. would already have the tiebreaker over Finland with the 3 points of their own, even if the U.S. didn't get any others, and they would have also lost to Sweden, who had 4 points. So that's what it is. A Finland regulation loss and a Canada point eliminates Finland from the final tonight. So there's that. And we'll have that one, which is again, right now, guys, I'm trying to find the rosters with numbers.
Really, the only similarity in game one for the two teams is they started extremely slowly. For the Swedes, they got going in the second period, led by a high-powered group of forwards.
I'm pretty sure I know the number, so it should be fine. But we got him. So Sweden, Finland, we're gonna get that. By the way, we're gonna be doing what we usually do with the college basketball and the NBA. We might end up, and I know none of you guys are gonna even know what's happening with this, but I might add in high school because but I'm not sure if I want to do that. You know what? No, because that's a little touchy because I actually work for a company with that. Yeah, so we won't do that, but I'll definitely monitor it on my own. But yeah, Sweden, Finland, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a stream for Sweden versus Finland. Then when that's over, we're gonna go off the air. Now later tonight, we're gonna. I don't know, but here's how we're gonna work it because this is gonna be interesting. Today, as we said, we'll do college basketball, NBA, and commercials. Or excuse me, not NBA. That's right. There is no NBA games. Today would be college basketball and intermissions. NBA is on the All Star break. So what we're gonna do is we're going during commercials for the night game. We're gonna be doing the NBA All Star festivities, 3-point contest, skills, dunk contest, etc. We'll monitor that, and once there are stoppages or slow play, I'll also mention what's going on. So that's going to be the deal with how that works. That's right. So we go usually through our NBA scores, but we will not today because there is no NBA today. This is All Star Weekend. Yeah, there's way too many men's games to give you updates on right now, but I will give you the top 25 games updates. Today is Saturday. There are 4. None of them are on right now. Baylor, 25th ranked Baylor against Iowa State. 20th ranked Oklahoma State against Colorado. 7th ranked UConn against Butler, the two-time straight defending champions, and Kansas State, 14th ranked Kansas State hosting. Oh, this is women. Sorry, 14th Kansas State ranking hosting Kansas. That is UConn, the women's team, Coach Virginia Ariama, not the men's. For the men's, there's actually a lot more top 25 games today. A&M and Arkansas is at the half. Clemson and Florida State, 23rd ranked Clemson, is winning against Florida State in the second half. In the first half, it's Purdue, Wisconsin, and that's the one we're going to go to now. So let's go to that while we have commercial.
As host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No game. No fun.
Oh, there's also soccer. But we're going to probably just we'll just stay with college basketball for today. Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to stay with college basketball and NBA as the sports in between. After the college basketball and hockey season is over, we talked about lacrosse. Actually, we'll probably add on those rare days of soccer, of MLS and stuff like that, of the early season of the MLS and the end of the season, the Premier League and La Liga. And Bundesliga, we'll probably go to that after that's done, unless there's no other sports. Talking about when spring sports are over. That's probably how we'll wind it out. So since we're at commercial, we'll go to Purdue, Indiana right now. This is, no, not Purdue, Indiana. This is a women's game that's not ranked. We want to stick with the ranked games if we can. And they're back in Montreal, but the game hasn't started, so it's the same deal. So while we wait for this... Oh, they're getting ready for puck drops soon. The players at the blue lines, we're not going to do basketball right now. We're going to go right to hockey. We have players at the blue lines awaiting the national anthems of Finland and Sweden. Kevin Lankinen is going to start in goal from the Canucks for Finland. Not sure who's going to start for Sweden. And they are announcing the anthems right now. You guys can't really hear the anthems. So I'll rattle off the rest of the men's games. Just let you know what's going on with them. As we said, it was at the half. First half, 5th-ranked Tennessee is losing by 6 in the battle of the Volunteer State to Vanderbilt, 20-14. And there's a bunch of games that haven't started yet. 6th ranked Houston going to 13th ranked Arizona. 12th ranked Texas Tech going to Oklahoma State at 3. The 2 o'clock game was Houston, Arizona, we mentioned. Missouri going to Georgia at 3:30. And then, oh my goodness, what a game. It's the Iron Bowl in basketball, which actually has as much significance as it's ever had in football. It's the number 1 and 2 teams in the country are both in the same state. They're battling in Tuscaloosa at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock as well, 10th ranked Iowa State against Cincinnati. Number 3 ranked Duke, home against Stanford. Battle of Mississippi. Number 22 ranked Mississippi State against Ole Miss at 6. 11th ranked Michigan State heads to Illinois to play the Fighting Illini at 8 o'clock. So we'll probably have that game as well. I'm not going to be doing it because we're going to be paying attention to the NBA. But I'll refresh the updates. Kentucky playing Texas later at 8 o'clock in Austin. 15th ranked Kentucky. Number 4 ranked Florida hosting South Carolina at 8:30, and finally the nightcap, 17th ranked Kansas at Utah. So those are the ranked games. They just sang the Finnish national anthem, and now they're going to go to the Swedish national anthem. Remember the Swedes, Svedage, as it is said in Sweden. They have 1 point, and their last game before the final, I believe, is Monday against the U.S. Now, there is not going to be a third place game like there usually is in the World Cup of Hockey, which they are allowing the NHLers to play once again for the first time since 2016. The Finns, as we said, play Canada. I believe that's on Monday. Let me look that up, guys. The Americans play the Finns at 1 o'clock, and then the Swedes. Oh, excuse me. That happened last night. The Americans play the Swedish at 1 o'clock, and then the 8 o'clock game is in Montreal for Finland and Canada. Interestingly, tonight, they didn't mean to do it, but Finland, it is 8 o'clock p.m. in Helsinki and the rest of Finland right now. It is 7 o'clock p.m. in Stockholm and the rest of Sweden right now. So this is prime time for them. And obviously it is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern in Montreal, where this is held, and the east coast of Canada, Ontario, Quebec, and it's going to be the east coast. It's going to be 8 o'clock here. Florida, Pennsylvania, the rest of the east coast of the United States, and then central and west coast time. The same thing for Alberta and Saskatchewan and Colorado and the rest of that, and then obviously California, Vancouver, same things. Lankinen, as we said, will start for the Finns. Finland needs this win. They win, they get a point, and they are still eligible for the final. If they do not, then they are going to have to hope that the U.S. can beat Canada in regulation. Gustafsson will start, and it's going to be Barkov against Zibanejad at center ice. So we are ready for this. You could make a case that this rivalry might be more of hatred, of more disparity, of more anger, and of more love of the game than even Canada-US. Every part of it from, by the way, as they've started it, but from culture, from art, from history, politics, sport, everything is tight between these teams, between these countries, Finland and Sweden. In fact, Sweden back in the 13 and 1400s owned Finland. Finland was not a country, and it was a lot of tugging militarily and disparately to get the Finns from the Empire of Sweden. So there is a lot of bad blood through 10s to 20s of generations between the Swedes and the Finns. Anyway, we're underway here. It is shot back in. Eriksson Ek is there. There's Kempe. Kempe and Bratt flip this one to the far side and shot in by Aho, who shoots it into the Sweden zone. Peter just shouldn't name Finland for no. 3-2 Sweden into overtime. That's what you have? Okay. And as we said, the NBA All-Star Game is going on later. So during this one, we're going to have commercial breaks in college basketball as well. Although we're probably going to miss the Iron Bowl, or the Iron Court, which I'm a little disappointed about. That's going to be a great one. Finland dots it right off the red line. Finns will chip one right back out the right hash. And it's deflected along for Pettersson to take it. Here's Carlson. Carlson up the blue line, skims in at the red, fakes one over to Forsberg, shoots it a save by Lankinen, puck goes wide of the net. There's Kempe who takes a hit, swiveled one through. The final round robin games are on Monday. Here's Pettersson through two. Elias Pettersson, he had his stick tied up. It thought it was held, but it gets on right back to Rantanen, who tries to skip it off the blue line, and it chips right back out at center. Pettersson now along. He's defended by Rantanen. Elias will go to the bench, so will Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen, and now here comes Hedman rolling in. The 2020 Conn Smythe winner has a man coming up the right wall. There's a shot, and it's deflected away as that one was freed up, and a penalty against Finland. Clips one right back out. Nyquist, there's a drive. It goes wide. Nylander at the left wall. And Gustafsson's on the bench, and Finland touches the puck, and Sweden's going to the power play. Not even 3 minutes into the game, and the Finns are going to be shorthanded. So Macaulay calls a holding the stick on Nico Mikkola, one of the biggest players for or a hook is what the call is, for the Finns, and it was Gustav Nyquist who could not get the shot off, and there's the shot by Forsberg, but a brilliant power play for the Swedes, and they'll win the draw. There's a shot by Raymond that's blocked up by the screen. Fed one on back, it's out of play. Let me go plug in this computer because it needs to be. Do I think Flyers get a first for Lawton? No. No, because nobody wants to pay that amount of first, and then you're going to have to give him that contract, and you're going to have to give him a top-line contract because you're paying a steep price for him when I don't think any team, no disrespect to him in the NHL, believes he's a top-line guy. Anyway, Sweden wins the draw. It's Zibanejad getting it right from Raymond, and Finland gets the puck back and scoops it all the way down the ice. Gustafsson holds it back off to Hedman. 1:40 to go on the man advantage, and a drop pass, and it's Nylander. Nylander circles up the red line. Nylander dips the head, waits, looks for Zibanejad. Nylander trying to fork one through, and it's hit behind the net. And here come the Finns again, trying to backhand it, chipped out. Oli Mata. Mata delays in, shorthanded. Mata tried to cross one through, and two Swedes went in front of the Finnish player was looking for. Not sure who that was. Here comes Raymond, delays the line. Hedman shot pass. Looking out for Eriksson Ek, and Nylander behind the net. Nylander over to Raymond. Raymond back out to Hedman. Hedman delays. Hedman at the blue line. Hedman forces it through the Amazon line and over to Raymond. Raymond trying to shot pass. There's Nylander a shot, and it slinks off the glass and goes down the ice. It may have been deflected by a Finnish stick. Under a minute to go on the man advantage. Here comes Finland trying to escape and force something shorthanded, but Pettersson comes up to tag up, and Bratt slips up the blue line. Over to Raquel, trying to drop it off. Raquel battles Pettersson, and Bratt's pass far side is blocked, and it's going to come all the way down thanks to Erik Haula. 30 seconds left in the power play. Now Carlson. Erik Karlsson swings in and drops it right back off to Bratt. Jesper over to Rickard Raquel. Elias Pettersson looking for Raquel. Raquel on the drop pass, and it's back to Pettersson. Pettersson over to Bratt. Bratt delays. Back to Pettersson. Pettersson swings. Feeds it right back out to the point, and it's Karlsson. Karlsson over to Bratt. Bratt one-timer, Raquel, and it went right off of Raquel. Bratt tries to swing one in for Pettersson, and it's down to Forsberg. Forsberg to the point to Karlsson. Karlsson delays. Karlsson, the penalty's over. They've killed it. Shot towards the net, and Pettersson just missed, banging it into an open net. So Mikkola comes out of the box. Rope Hintz is hit, but Hintz gets the puck right back, and Slinks it out to the far side. Looking for S.L. Lindell. And here's Hintz. Drops it right back to his teammate with the Dallas Stars. And it's turned over. Sweden chips it right back into the zone. Nylander tries to lift the stick up of Lindell. He gets hit. And there's Rantanen trying to build that forecheck and get it out of the zone. Sweden stays onside. There's a shot towards the net. Save Lankinen. Rebound. Puck comes across. A backhander by Mata. And now finally Finland's able to storm it to the far side. Barkov, backhand feed, looking for Rantanen. Nowhere to go with it. Barkov back out to the point. There's a drive. It's blocked by the screen. Comes away to Mikkola. Save made. Rebound. Gustafsson was able to kick that shot away from Rantanen. Fed one at the far wall. This has been a fast start to this game. Right over to Mikkola, and his shot is wide. Gustav Forsling tries to get the puck out of the zone. Here's Rantanen, and they'll finally swing it right by the Sweden bench. Henri Jokiharju bobbles with it. And now here's Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson drops it off to Carlson. Carlson swung, and Nyquist tried to go get the puck. He could not. Here's Arvidsson. It's backhanded along. Where it can be swung back to the blue line. There's Carlson again. A shot blocked in front. And Teravainen sweeps one to the red line. But Finland will regroup with the puck. Binnington is in net for Canada. Well, he was the goaltender in the overtime win against Sweden, and the Swedes have iced the puck. 3-0 in shots they lead, and the puck is going back in front of Finland. Sam Hallam, the coach of Sweden, and also assistant coaches Clarkler, Ram, Daniel Alfredsson, and one of the assistant general managers is another key NHL former player, Patrick Hornquist. And there's Daniel Alfredsson. He is getting some word from the other assistant coach, and he's behind the bench as one of the assistants. What a great player he was with Ottawa and the Red Wings. Bratt lost the puck, and it swung out behind. Trent, if you missed it, we said this earlier. If Finland loses in regulation and Canada gets a point in the night game, which we'll also broadcast here on the Puck Drops here, then Finland is eliminated from the final. But as it stands right now, if the score holds, although it's early, Finland would still be in the race because, number one, Canada hasn't played yet, and also it's scoreless, so that would mean a point. And the puck is out of play with 12:30 to go in the first. And I believe that's going to be the first stoppage. Yes, it is. That will be the first stoppage. 12:30 to go in the opening frame. And it is scoreless between Sweden and Finland. Okay, so let's go back to Purdue and Wisconsin, maybe. You know what? That game's gonna have more time on it. Let's go to whatever the game that has the least amount of time left is, which is Clemson and Florida State. So we'll go to that. So they put a bounce pass in. Tigers bringing up the ball. 8:30 to go in the second. Dotted back out at the right corner. Driving, faking, and it's turned over. Seminoles do trail by 22, and they desperately need this, and they turn it over as well. So Clemson will bring it up to half court. We are at break. That's why we're doing this. 8 minutes to go in the game. It is a 18-point lead for the 23rd team in the country, Clemson, who previously on the air we saw them shock Duke. Top of the key. He's going to step back. Fadeaway three. Up. No good. Rebounded by Florida State. They'll push. They are 15-9. Clemson is 20-5. And a foul on the Tigers. Blocking foul. And they're going to break. So let's go to... Ah, they're back in Montreal. Perfect. Finland and Sweden, this scoreless. And we will have this game and also the 8 o'clock game later. And during commercials here and breaks, college basketball. During commercials and breaks, the night game, we will have the All-Star celebration, whatever you want it to. Skills, dunk contest, three-point contest. It says till 10:30 that would end. I doubt it because some of those contests take way longer than they should. So that might be like an 11:30 thing, but we'll see. That game, of course, the Montreal game, Canada-US, does not start till 8 o'clock Eastern time, which isn't for another 6.5 hours. Fed one behind the line. There's Mikkola. Anton Lundell scoops it off the red line, and Sweden back to play it. Fed one back at the blue line and dropped off to center. Nylander flickered it on through and tried to kick it aside. It scoops back at the corner. Turnover. Zibanejad score! Mika Zibanejad! And it is 1-0. Sweden strikes first. Zibanejad roofs it. This is a terrible turnover at the blue line by Finland. Barkov did not see the pinch by Nylander, and a perfect pass. Nylander to Mika Zibanejad on a rolling puck, and the New York Ranger forward has made it 1-0 Svedage. What a shot. That goes right through Lankinen, who tried to close the 5-hole. And Sweden takes a 1-0 lead just after the break. Shot in, there's Haula. New Jersey Devil lifts the stick up from a New York Ranger here in Montreal. This puck squirts its way back down. There's a race for the puck. The one Swede trying to pursue is Gustav Nyqvist. Nyqvist with a hit, and the puck comes off the red line. It goes all the way down. Will this be enough for icing? No, because it dotted its way back to Gustafsson, who had to touch it. This one, a former Ranger was out there. Capo Kakko, former number 2 overall pick by that aforementioned team, but he's with Seattle now. Eriksson Ek, a shot, and he missed. Lucas Raymond backhands it out behind the net. Mikkola's punched off. Pushed to the corner. Chopped one on down. It's deflected back out to center. And cranked in. Esa Lindell tries to bank it off the backboards. Out behind Jesper Bratt, and he sinks it off the corner. Fed one over to Esa Lindell. Mata, and there was Hintz, and Jesper Bratt will get it back for Sweden. 4-0. Shots favor the Swedes, and they have the lead. Bratt drops it off to Ekholm. Bratt will change. Here's Pettersson. He gets by one man. Pettersson delays. Shoots it behind the net. Deflected at Brodin, but a turnover by Finland. And here comes Philip Forsberg. But Forsberg turns it over to Rantanen. Rantanen slips off the boards and tries to find Barkov. Everybody's onside for Finland. Barkov is a man. Lehkonen, and a save made by Sweden's goaltender, who's Gustafsson. Here's Pettersson back in his own zone. Pettersson will change. And Brodin delays. Brodin drops it off to Raquel. Raquel cranks in. And it's taken away. And now a 2-on-1 for Finland. Here's Luosterainen and a shot. They score! Anton Lundell and the two Panthers strike first for Finland. It's tied. Anton Lundell from Lundestrom and the two guys that play for the defending world champions get it done in Montreal, and Finland has tied the game. What a shot by Lundell through the legs of Gustafsson. Their first shot on net, and it goes Pater for Finland. What a play, and how about the fact that the three guys hugging all are Florida Panthers? You could tell there are
Lundell, the youngest player for Team Finland. He had 5 assists in the Cup Finals last year for the Panthers, and that led Florida in that category.
there are 23 players on Team Finland. 7 of them are either Stars or Panthers. Ersson, I don't think is on the team. I think you're joking, but oh, he is actually. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, Ersson or Ullmark haven't played. I've been surprised. It's funny, they went with Gustafsson. I thought that the starting goaltender was going to be Ullmark, but it isn't. It is not. Fed one through the net behind, and Carlson's out there. That's the problem with Sweden, and this is not a typical thing with Sweden, and Gustafsson's been good, but the issue with Sweden that they haven't had in years past, especially when you think of Lundqvist and some of these other great goaltenders, is that's probably the weakest link. The weakest goaltending in the tournament is Sweden. Hintz tried to feed one through, and it was deflected away, and we're getting a whistle. It's a penalty? Yes, it is. Finland is going on a man advantage, and they'll have a chance to take their first lead. So, Raquel is being called. A slash by Ricard Raquel, and they will be shorthanded. This game is tied. Goals by Zibanejad for Sweden and Lundell for Finland. We go to break, and we will go back to Tallahassee. This thing is, I'm going to do another game. This is out of control. 5:25 left, yes, but it's 62-35 Clemson. They are routing Florida State. Where else can we go? This still is a little too much time for me to jump into Arkansas A&M, but there's 6:20 left in the first half in West Lafayette. So let's go there. Purdue and Wisconsin. So 6:20 to go in the first half. What the conversation is here. Okay, so McGee for Wisconsin tries to go around the screen, and he pushes into the body of Purdue. So the runner-up, this is interesting, because the runner-up in the national championship is second in the Big Ten. My team, Michigan, is first. So a Wisconsin win against Purdue would be really good for Michigan. They're down by 5 because Michigan already beat Wisconsin earlier in the year. Purdue then loses, which puts them 2 games back of the 1 seed instead of just 1. And then Michigan starts to look really good. Although I guess a Purdue win isn't bad either, because then you're like, hey, you're the only team to beat them. But when you're talking about getting the 1 seed, that's going to be good if Wisconsin can do it. And they are giving a technical foul to the Badgers. So we weren't able to do anything with that because we're back to Montreal. No shots for Rantanen, no shots for Hintz, no shots for Aho. In fact, in the USA game, Lehkonen had 4 shots against the Americans. They only scored 2 goals. And remember that they only scored 1 goal. Remember that monster third period where the U.S. just took it out of control. Puck off the wall, and it goes down for Lehkonen to play it. 7:40 to go in the first. Power play with 1:40 left in it. Aho drops it off to Hintz. Hintz steams in, rolls it back out, and tries to flip it to the far side. Line was there, and Sweden will clear. They send the puck down, and it's fed over to Rantanen. Line on the backhand feed right over to Aho. Fed it. Dropped off Nyquist. Nyquist slips on the backhand. Nyquist swivels out to center, and he'll try to crank it in. Not last year. Not last year. I believe 2 years ago. That's why I said runner-up Trent, because Purdue went to the national championship last year and lost to UConn. But I believe 2 years ago they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson. Quick thing about that. Here's what made it even better. That school that they lost to, FDU, for those out of Jersey that don't know, that school's only about 20 minutes from my house. It's in a town called Madison. They're pretty good at basketball. But anyway, back to hockey. Here's Sweden trying to slip it on through, and they've looked good shorthanded. They, again, are pushing this puck through. Zibanejad feeds it right back out. Here's Kempe. Kempe delays the line. Thought he would have been slashed, and he chips that puck right back to the red line. Lundell drops it off, settles, spins again, cranks it, and swivels back up at the red. And now here's Kakko, a shot, and it hits the glass, and Sweden has killed off the penalty. Bratt swivels through one shot on the power play, and that was that shot you just saw that missed right at the tail end of it, at the very end of it. Hedman shoots it wide, and there's a man that went down. That was Dahlin, I believe, and yes, it was. And now here comes Kakko, slipping it on through, a shot to the far side of the net. Remember, as we said, Finland must get a point at least, because if they lose in regulation and Canada gets a point, Finland is eliminated from the final, and it would be 2 of the 3 teams between Sweden, Canada, and the U.S. Canada and the Americans play later tonight. Backhand pass right off the red line, and it slipped Forsberg. Pettersson looking for Forsberg, trying to go by one. Forsberg trucks a man. There's another hit, but Finland trying to get it out. Another turnover. Forsberg! And he missed. Puck comes right back at the corner. Here's Barkov, slipping one through Rantanen in the top line again for the Finns. Rantanen's backhander is wide of the net, but they look a lot better than they did to start this game. Forsberg chips it on through to Pettersson, looking for Kempe. Pettersson battles it through. They're going to have a slew of battles once this tournament is over, however, because the Canucks have a couple games they have to play against the Kings, and the Canucks, I believe, trail Los Angeles only 1 point for third in the division. Backhand pass. Zibanejad off the blue line. Fed one on back, and it's off the blue as well. Give me 1 second. Let me go do something real quick. It's not going to take long. But Brodin slipped that back up at the half wall. It was flattened on down, where it can be taken. I did say that before you came on. It's as iron bowl as you're going to get. The most impactful. I know. I'm going to watch it. I don't think we're going to get that in because, number one, I don't know if it's going to be there before to call it before at the end of this game and before the start of the other game, because it should be over by that point. And also, I will monitor college basketball scores, but I'm not going to call. The only way I would call college basketball during the 8 o'clock game is this would have to be on a break, and the NBA All-Star festivities would have to be on a break. Is that possible? Yes, but it's highly improbable. So we'll have to see.
Pressure on both of these teams to win this game. Mike Sullivan, coach of Team USA, we were talking to him a couple of days ago, and he said, this tournament is over before it starts. It happens so quickly, but you're put in a must-win spot if you drop game one.
As that again was fed through and chipped up at the red line. Here comes Sweden once again. Bratt circulates it along. Trying to keep the puck in the zone, the backhand pass, and it comes out behind. Fed one, Bratt. Bratt keeps it alive. Carlson a drive, deflected, through, chipped to far side. And Haula goes down. Kakko. Teravainen backhands in, and we got a penalty. By the way, I don't know about tonight, but I think that we are going to broadcast the All-Star NBA game tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. We're going to break anyway.
You know, with Priceline, you can save up to $625 when you bundle your flight and hotel together. Bundle our flights and hotels.
Yeah, we're going to break anyway, but let's find a game. Wisconsin-Purdue is at break. Let's check in again. That Clemson game, maybe that game's about to end. Should be. 2:30 left. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, it's basically over. Seminoles bring it up. They trail by 14. Or, excuse me, they trail by 24. And they get it to drop. Like 26, actually. So 23-point lead for Clemson. They bring the double team, but it seems to be a little too late as Florida State is trapping. Now about 2 minutes left in this game. Foul on Florida State. And Clemson's going to go to the bonus plus. They'll shoot some free throws to widen this lead and clinch this win. Yeah, no, we'll stay here perfectly because halftime would halftime, I'm almost positive, not halftime, or first intermission, I'm almost positive we're going to jump into Arkansas, Texas A&M. That's a really good game that's close. First free throw is hit, and Hunter's going to come out. They're just going to play subs for the rest of this game now. And you should have pretty much what you need there. And we are back. We are back to
Finland has gotten Sweden a little bit more into their type of pace.
But there you go. So we're ready to go now. Face off taken, and there's Mikkola. Mikkola flickers it in. And Barkov is offside with 2:03 to go in the opening frame. You see how things have gone. So far, as this is again crossed along the corner. And it'll be out of play again. A minute 54 to go in the first. Still 1-1. Carlson watching Barkov, and we'll see who takes this here. Fed one Lehkonen, right circle, shot! And that one goes off the body of Gustafsson and out of play. Talking the U.S.-Canada game, then on Monday, Canada-Finland. Oh, that's the 1 o'clock game is Canada-Finland. The 8 o'clock one is Sweden-U.S., so that will be intriguing, of course, as we said. Be a quite good one. There's Kempe. Forsberg, Kempe, swivels one, going between the legs and tried a chance, and he was not able to do much with that opportunity. Fed one back aside, and that one blocked again. Lankinen there. There's Rantanen. Oh, and Eriksson Ek goes down with a big hit. Freed one up to the corner. Got it back out. And Lankinen was able to make the save initially. Here comes Sweden again. Chopped one, blocked aside. Hedman trying to hold it on. Finland gets it out to center. And there is a tripping penalty coming up against Hedman, who just tripped Sebastian Aho. And Sweden is going to be shorthanded again. Not what you want. Well, you could definitely tell why. And I would be upset about that. You see that play, Forsling? Oh, yeah, what a stop by Lankinen getting in front of the puck like that. Fed one Line. Line. Right circle, shot, score! And Finland has taken the lead. Rantanen. It's 2-1. 13 seconds to go in the period. And Finland have their first lead, a power play goal. What a play coming from the far circle and the vision of Line to see Rantanen breaking. A perfect pass right to the stick. And this one goes right through right through Gustafsson, and a perfect pass. And Finland have their second lead of the tournament. It's only been a goal, but they have the lead. Puck off the corner, the first shot on net for Rantanen. He gets it to go, it backhands through, and they're not going to call an icing. That ends the period. Just like that. But Finland with the lead, and they're going to go to break. So they go to break, as we said. And Apparently, they're eliminated with a regulation loss. So even Canada being losing regulation would not eliminate Finland. So they need it, and they're winning. So we go to break now. Okay, let's. Clemson, Florida State should be over. It is. It has 6 seconds left. I mean, this game has gone way too long. The lead is 27 for the Tigers. We're just going to finish this. First free throw, no good. Second coming, and a make would be the perfect thing, because then Clemson could just hold on to the ball. I assume you're watching Daytona today, Trent. I didn't know that was today. My goodness, there's a lot of stuff going on today. We got a lot going on. Second shot is good. Clemson's going to hold on, and they'll win. The 23rd team in the country steamrolls Florida State, 72-46. All right, now let's jump to A&M Bama. If we have it, do we not have this game? Oh, excuse me, A&M Arkansas. Why would we not have this? Oh, here it is. I don't know why it didn't show up, but here we go. Arkansas A&M, and Arkansas just fouled the Aggies, I believe.
Now, here's a little Wendy's menu hack for you. If you want to
Hawks haven't scored in 2.5 minutes.
every time, just tell me you want a hamburger. And then we'll give you one right off the
Kick back to Wayne Taylor, guarded by DJ Wagner.
So, Aggies bring it up by 5. Tried to step back. Thought about the pick and roll. Top of the key. Drives in layup. Good. And the foul. And they love it in College Station. And by the way, this is not my team. So don't like, oh, A&M's winning. I don't care that much. I just unbiased about this. But my goodness. A beautiful layup. A finger roll to the right hand. And Texas A&M is starting to roll here. I've said it. I'm going to have to see the days of March Madness. I will try to stream as much as possible with that, but I would have to see where and when. Would not be able to tell you exactly where and when. We'll have to see. I will do my best, though. 7-0 run for Texas A&M, and they're only up by 7. Arkansas bringing the ball up, moving it around the top of the key. Calipari watching them, saying drive, get low, get inside. They're going to do a three-pointer for the top of the key. It is no good, but a foul on Texas A&M. And you have a lot of long perimeter players on the court for the Razorbacks. By the way, we are at the end of the first period. Finland 2, Sweden 1. Top of the key, the bounce pass. It's taken away by Texas A&M. A bad turnover. And the Razorbacks might be thinking about substitutions here. 3 fouls for A&M in this game. About 5:40 left in it. They lead by 7. 5 fouls for Arkansas. An air ball, but it's rebounded from the three-point line by A&M. But it never hit the rim, as we said. And this is bad for Arkansas. They just foul, which is going to mean, I believe, a 1-and-1, even though the shot clock was at 6. And he wasn't even shooting. He was just holding the ball up. That would not have been the move that I would have chose. Throw in for A&M. And they reset the shot clock. I don't know why. I guess because it was a foul. Pass right under the post, and it's back to the top of the key. Fakes the three. Driving by. Blocked. Out of bounds. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock. 5:25 left in the second. Texas A&M ball. Looking for the outlet pass. Throws it back to the top of the key. Shot clock is winding down. Passed it into the middle. Passed it off, and they call a foul just after the Aggie threw it to Arkansas. To the Arkansas player Davis. And a foul on Arkansas with 2 seconds left in the shot clock. This is not disciplined basketball by the Razorbacks at all. They've had 2 chances, and the shot clock again is going to reset. Another throw-in for A&M. Backing up. Into the low post. Off the rim. No good. Rebound is good for A&M, and they do get points. Thank you, Ricky. As we are streaming hockey, but right now in the commercials and intermission breaks, we do basketball. Timeout, Calipari. He is not happy with his team. 4:59 to go. They're in a hostile environment. They are down by 9, not playing smart basketball. And I think they're going to go to break from College Station. Sure here. 4:59 to play. And they are not going to break. Arkansas has 6 fouls. A&M has 3. Aggies are in the bonus. Arkansas also, after this timeout, only has 1 for the rest of the game. They will have the basketball and need to clot the bleeding. And I say clot, not stop, because of the way that A&M has run. And the funny thing is with them is usually you feel like you are absolutely crushed after a 9-0 run. 9-0 run, it's a 9-point lead only, because when they went on their 9-0 run, it was tied. Meaning, if you could cause some breaks, if you're A&M and score off turnovers, Arkansas, you're very much back in this game under 5 minutes left. But they got to start scoring, and then they need some stops. Top of the key. They're running it offensively right now. Driving towards the basket. Righty lay-in is good by the big man, and now it's a 7-point deficit, 59-52 Arkansas, and they've quenched the drought. Substitution coming in, another big for the Aggies. Here comes the kid from Plainfield, and he lays it up and in, and they're back up by 9, 61-52. Razorbacks bringing it up. And that fed off again. But a timeout taken. So about 4 minutes left. 61-58 Aggies. All right, let's go. Where else can we go for top-ranked teams? Well, they're at the half. Purdue up by 1 against Wisconsin. Early in the second half, it's Vanderbilt by 10 in Knoxville. And they just started the game in Arizona. 7-4 Wildcats trying to upset Houston. And then we have our first top-ranked women's game starting in about 25 minutes. Baylor and Iowa State. About an hour till our first, another top-ranked team, Texas Tech. We saw in that incredible game against Arizona State a couple streams ago. They're going to Oklahoma State. So let's Stillwater. So let's where do we go here? This is a break. I guess we go to the Tennessee game. All right, yeah, that would make sense, right? Sure, we'll go to that one. About 5 minutes from the second period starting, by the way. So welcome now to the Volunteer State. 16:50 to go in the game. Tennessee is down by 12. They lost in this building at the buzzer with their women's team. Michaela Blake's feeding to Vanderbilt. Could their men's team suffer the same fate? Let's see. They're trailing by 12, but it's early in the second half. Top of the key, 3 on its way. It's good. And it's only a single-digit lead for the Commodores. 9-point lead for Vanderbilt. A huge 3 for Tennessee. And now this place is up for grabs. Top of the key, Vanderbilt brings it up. Tennessee now needs a stop. They are playing aggressive man-to-man defense. They got pick and roll, though. 3 for Vanderbilt is good. And that quiets this noisy crowd. The lead back to 12. At the corner, Tennessee was initially thinking 3 again to get back to within it. Gets the screen, but the screen doesn't do anything because there's the double team. Vanderbilt goes for the basketball, loses it. Tennessee gets it right back and lays it up and in. 50-40 Vanderbilt. 15:30 to go in the second. Driving, spins off one, goes back to the top of the key, over the right corner, spinning, twisting one. Here's a tough fadeaway from three-point range. In and out, no good. Eventually tapped up and rebounded by the Volunteers. Tennessee, 4 of the last 4 field goal attempts have gone in. A wide open pass, and it's slam dunked home. Timeout, Commodores. Okpara dunks it home for Tennessee. And they're jumping Rocky Top, Tennessee. They are starting to put Vanderbilt on their heels. Let's go back to College Station. Free throw coming for Arkansas. They missed the first. Their problem is they're not running it through. They trail by 9. But it's a different energy. Second free throw, good. Jonas Ido with the second. Watch out for Pharrell Payne as well. He's only had 6 points, one of their top scorers, number 21, and he has 4 fouls, so he's out with another. Bounce pass, driving, layup is good for the Aggies. And the lead is 10. Remember, Arkansas has to be careful with taking a timeout. They only have 1 left. That was another for Anderson Garcia. His 4th game with 10 or more points this year. Driving the pivot step. At the left corner was Davis. Pull-up jumper 3. Up and out, no good. Rebounded by the Aggies. Garcia brings up. And they have a press zone coming from the Razorbacks that Calipari just dropped. A double team. Swivels it back out to the right corner. He's going to drive. Pull up. Fade away. Tough. In and out. Garcia looking for the rebound. It's off of Arkansas. Aggies ball. And they may have said Garcia was fouled, and I think they just did. I did not know that. I think they are playing today. Oh, yeah, what a That is sad, of course. What a dumb foul by Arkansas. He pushes Garcia, the big for A&M, so you guys can't see what's happening. He's standing behind them. They're battling for the ball on the baseline. He goes right behind number 11 for the Aggies, Garcia, and just pushes him in the back instead of going for the ball. Easy foul. Easy foul to call. It's not even a reach-in. You're just shoving him. We are hearing, yes, Allmark for the second period. Once that comes on my screen, we're going to go there. They're reviewing. I don't know what they're reviewing. Because this is, how do you not call a two-hand shove a foul? Because if you're viewing possession is A&M, even if they lost the ball. Because even if he shoves them in the back, I guess they're reviewing to see maybe is this a flagrant foul, and also if the ball was out of bounds before the foul, then you could put that as like a flagrant foul, I guess, because there's involuntary contact. Yeah, so that I could see the idea of viewing that. All right. Anyway, we're back to Montreal. Yeah. They're still, they're not dropping the puck. So we'll stay doing this for right now. 2:45 left in the second. They're still viewing that. They're still in the break in Tennessee, by the way, and they have entered the second half in West Lafayette. Purdue is losing now to Wisconsin. So going to monitor that as we go along today. For those who check into the Canada game, and try to know, this, telling other people, those who check into the Canada game later, we have college basketball during the commercials. We will monitor the top 25 scores during that game, but we will not broadcast that during breaks. We will be broadcasting, unless there's an ad, the NBA All-Star festivities, whatever you want to call it. There's a shot by Nylander. It clipped off the glass. Backhand feed comes off the corner again. Tied up away from Barkov. Chipped to the far side. It's off the boards again. Bratt swings at it. We're back in Sweden, Finland. They have dropped the puck in the second period, so that's where we are at right now. That one fed and a backhander that just chipped wide again. Mikkola. It's hard to tie up the stick again. Backhander loose. Hedman trying to keep it in. They do. Bratt swivels by one. Sweden trails for the first time in this game. They did trail 3-1 to Canada and found a way to tie it. They did not win it, though. Shot blocked again. That's the one thing. Sweden, although has a point, like Finland, has not won a game. Someone will win for the first time. Sweden banks it in off the red line. Trying to go by one is Raymond. It goes off the stick. Fed one back out to the blue line. Over to Forsling, a drive, and it's stopped by Blanket, and it went out of play. By the way, yes, Olmark is starting now. As we did mention. Fed one through, and it's blocked again. As this one is chipped off, rattled behind the net. And it did go again and was chipped along that far end and out of play. So we have a stoppage here. Fed one deflected right off the far side again.
Unfortunately, Philip Gustafson stopped half the shots that went at him. 2 on him, 2 went past him. You gotta make a change. Well, not too bad when you can bring a Vezina Trophy winner off the bench. And Linus Ullmark, of course, won back.
It's chipped in at the corner.
He will now try and keep
Finland drops it off, and it's deflected wide again. Ekholm. Ekholm, and it goes off a bouncing check. The puck rolls itself behind. And Finland tries to rattle it on through as here comes Arvid Silverberg. Deflected one away from Line. Nylander chipped it out. They're looking for Vakanainen as well. Oh, that's Montepalo. Sorry for Finland. 33. Montepalo back with it. He'll delay and skate in. Finland brings it. Montepalo shoots it all along the dasher. Line tied up. Line back out to the point. Right over to Lindell. Forced one at the left circle. Line double teamed. Line chipped up, and here's Barkov. Barkov a shot and a save made by Ullmark. Puck comes out behind again. Lindell. A rolling puck, and it's Rantanen. Rantanen delays and scoots one off the far wall. Lehkonen try to pinch it on through, and it slipped back to center. But Finland shoots it back in, looking for Lehkonen, cannot. Barkov drops it off. Barkov gets it right back. Behind the cage, they look for the lane. There's a one-timer shot save made. Rebound, and it's held by Gustafsson. Finland has been barnstorming in this game. But they really have not been able to do as I said, much of anything.
Has to be a positive sign, right, when you make a goaltender switch and he makes 2 saves like he just did. Well, you're holding your breath till he gets the puck a couple of times because it's been sitting over here for an hour since warm-up. Teravainen fouled up again by Ullmark.
Puck swallowed up again.
The shots come. 2 of the 3 of them he's been able to stop and gobble up and kill play. And where the danger becomes is if the goalie can't control the rebound, the play starts through traffic. Ullmark takes the Teravainen shot, looks around that traffic, and is able to just swallow it up in his belly. Draw again, controlled by Finland. Kakko. Rister, save Ullmark, couldn't control the rebound. A positional save, it bounces off his pads again.
Is this
And now Jesper Bratt.
fed along Bratt? Bratt swivels. Crunched in. Dahlin. Dahlin lofted it at the wall. Dahlin swivels one. Shot save made. Rebound. And they score! Rasmus Dahlin! And this game is tied. What a play. The shot comes from the point. The rebound was just leaking by Lehkonen. And they sent the point shot through. Dahlin goes to the net. And a beautiful play, cleaning up the trash and slamming the rebound home. Sweden has tied the hockey game. What a heads-up play by Rasmus Dahlin to go to the net, and he knew what to do. Along the corner. Slipped it, Zibanejad. Along the corner. Slipped it, Zibanejad. Fed one through. Nylander in the backhand. Sweden trying to slip it. And it comes back up the far side. Chipped Finland brings it up. Line on the backhand. Twist by one. Line fakes. Turns it to the far side. And it almost hopped out of play, but did not. Line dropped it off at the blue line. There's the puck, pinch one through. Line It's blocked aside. And it's Hedman. Hedman swivels and backhands it off the boards. Swung on through Nylander over to Hedman. Hedman delays at the red. Hedman will skate in, wait, shoot in. And Nylander was ahead, so he's offside. 13-16 to go in the second. Rasmus Dahlin has tied the game. We are at 2-2. Sweden's had a lead. Finland's had a lead. Both have evaporated. 2-2. We go to break. Who's 25? I believe that's... I've said his name a couple times for the Wild. I just lost it. Brodin. Jonas Brodin from the Wild. That's who it is.
Actually, you can't. Your Empower investment account has performed well.
Let us give some
Thingy is really working for you.
updates again on basketball. A&M did hang on. They have beaten Arkansas 69-61. Where do we go? Let's go to, Wisconsin, Purdue. For that one. It's a little less time more time on the clock than the Vanderbilt game, but this one's real big, and Wisconsin have taken an 8-point lead, and they're going to break, I believe. Yes, they are, so this is the perfect time to go to the Tennessee game. If I can once again, can't find it, but whatever. All right, they're back anyway.
Intensity, the way we play, high intensity, and I think it's been good, we gotta try to play as much in the offensive zone, hold on.
Brodin. Wow, Tennessee has gapped this lead. That's going to be sorry for anything there, but they were ready to go. 12:04, as we said, left in the second. Still 2-2.
Any idea of what the building is going to be like at 8 p.m. tonight, Ray? Whatever you think loud is, it's going to be past that. As we said, spinal tap, turn it to 11.
Puck right off the right wall. It's Granlund. Granlund lost it, and now Sweden brings it up. Eriksson Ek, Bratt at the right circle. Delays, tries to get by the far checking of Finland. Olimata. And this backhand is skied in. Fed one along, Ek home again. Swiveled it up. And the bouncing puck, it goes to the skate. Once again, Vakanainen. Fed one, tipped along the far wall. There's line A, and Sweden goes back for it. Right down off the backhand. Flipped it behind. There's Brodin again. Comes back at the wall. Chips, kicked it aside. Deflected down. Line lost it, and Pettersson gets it right back from Kempe as well, but Sweden's offside.
Patrick Laine gets the puck. He likes the left wing. He's got this long reach at 6'4". He likes to put the puck between the defender's stick and feet and then work his body around him. But Brodin plays it perfectly. One of the best one-on-one defenders in the league. He's such a good skater positionally. Always seems to be in the right spot. When you look at the Swedish defense, right? Ekholm is like that. Forsling is like that. Brodin is like that.
Let's see how that just
Skilled defenders because they move their feet so well.
again went through a
Hedman does it different. He's just a giant. He smothers people. There is Hedman. Activating
couple sticks and skates. Sweden battling for the puck. Winded one through. Worked it way back. Hedman. There's Brodin. Brodin gets away from Kakko. Brodin swings it on that far side. Raquel tries to flicker it out to the point. There's a shot, and Zibanejad's shot was stopped. Hedman slippers it over to Raquel. Raquel out behind. Raquel.
Past the midway point of this game, tied at 2, a must-win for both Finland and Sweden after dropping their openers. If they would like to stay alive, the competition for this piece of hardware before matches face-off.
Work that down, and they're going to go to break. So,
I got with all the money I saved with Navy Federal Credit Union. They really take care of me. Can't imagine.
as we said,
Proud to share our support of the military with the NHL. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members on mission.
so since that's the case,
No wait, $5, $7, and $9 Lux premium boxes from Taco Bell. The $5 classic box is iconic. Oh, the $7 Supreme box has your decadent favorite.
sorry, I was just going through a bunch of things here. But sure, we are watching that, and it is at break, as we said, still 2-2. So we got 8:45 in the second between Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Volunteers are up by 2, and they're reviewing something here.
Finest natural ingredients and real meat first. And that's our promise to you and your dog or cat. Because when you love them like family, you want to feed them like family.
The road to the Oscars is heating up the mornings on GMA. The stars.
But that is
Buzz on Hollywood's biggest night.
We're on the road.
that game right now. They're
The countdown is on. No one does the Oscars.
just trying to configure some officiating responses. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking at. But that, of course, is intriguing. I got to plug in my phone, so that's part of what I was looking at. Sorry. Didn't know what that was about.
I think the U.S.-Canada rivalry is just, there's so much pride there. Not just the players, it's the whole country. There are so many teams and how much passion people play the game with. Those guys really, really care and are really competitive.
But they're back, Sweden and Finland. 9:49 to go in the second. 2-2. 2 goals for those coming in now. 2 goals for Sweden were scored by Zibanejad and Dahlin, and the 2 goals for Finland were scored by Lundell and Rantanen. And this shot from the point is swallowed up by Kevin Lankinen. 9:45 to go in the second.
John Cooper said that there'll be a moment when Sam Bennett's needed in our lineup, whatever it's going to be. Well, it's this game against the United States, so I expect physicality, intensity, the pride of playing your biggest rival on a Saturday night in Montreal.
Still 2-2.
Really, for these players, it doesn't get anything better than this. It really, internationally, it just doesn't. Until maybe the Olympics that's really the reason why Sam Bennett's on the team.
Fed one back out at the far circle, and here comes Sweden in the odd man rush. Score! It's 3-2, and it's Carlson. Erik Karlsson, and Sweden has retaken the lead. Karlsson with a blast coming up the far right side, and he roofs it. And Sweden have their second lead of the game. That is 3 lead changes in this game today. Remember, it was 1-0 Sweden, then 2-1 Finland, and now 3-2 Sweden. And now Finland is once again trailing after a huge shot by Karlsson. Puck comes right back to Omar Gilhold with 9:22 to go in the second.
When this puck's turned over, watch Carlson in the middle of the ice, 65. Right here he goes, oh, there's room. Off he goes. Now the Finns have to chase the play back.
Huge there, and you could see the tremendous shot coming up the far side.
For the passing lane for that puck to go from Nylander up to Erik Karlsson, and his shot beats Lankin.
By Karlsson. There's Hintz, and he tried to find a man. Eriksson Ek's shot is blocked. And here comes Sweden once again. The backhand feed blocked. Forsling off the corner, and it goes down the ice. Henri Jokiharju back to play it. He'll swivel it on down. Raymond banks it off the corner. Crossed on in. The Sweden loss also does not eliminate them, but it puts them in a bad position because they would only have the 1 point, and Finland would have 3, the U.S. would have 3, and Canada would have 3, and somebody would get 6 after the end of the night. And then they would need a bunch of help, depending on who won the U.S.-Canada game, on Monday, including a win of their own. Laine tries to go through a couple of bodies, and Laine is hit. Fed one on back down. Laine looking for it. It's chopped to the far side. Forsberg loses it. Puck through the skates. And it's skimped right out back far side as Kempe roofs it off the boards, and Finland goes back to retrieve it. 7:50 to go in the second. Sweden 3, Finland 2. It is galloped all the way back down into the Finland zone. Not enough for icing. Akapalo back out for the Finns. They'll stretch some smart passes. Teravainen skims through 2. Teravainen backhands it off. Haula tries to go and grab it. Punched off the play, but Sweden will try to build a forecheck. Shooting in is Ekholm, but Finland banks it off the stick of Ekholm. Ekholm is hit. And it's Nyquist left circle. Nyquist fed it through, and it's blocked again. Nyquist with a hit. Nyquist hit by Haula. Finland roofs it off, and it's Karlsson looking for Ekholm. Ekholm blasts it up to the middle. There's Arvidsson! He may have hit the post. He hit something, glass, as well, as this again is fed off. Right wall, Lehkonen. Goes over to Jokiharju, a shot and a save made. Saved by Omar Zibanejad's there, along with Brodin. They'll blast it at the red line, and we have a stoppage, a touch with a high stick is the call. 6:30 to go in the second. Sweden has their lead, their second lead of the night. The afternoon for us, night for them. As it is now about 8:40 p.m. Eastern time, 8:40 p.m. in Sweden. Now, why does Canada have 2 points? That's what I don't understand. I guess. Oh, so you only get 2 points if you win in regulation. That I did not realize. So you get 1 point if you lose in regulation, 2 if you win outside of regulation, and 3 if you win in regulation. So That would be a big deal as Barkov tries to get through two. Fed one back Rantanen. Rantanen chips it along the wall. Lehkonen again. And now it's Nylander. Nylander works his way in and slinks it up the far side. Nylander delays. Fed one. Lost it off the blue line, and it's back to center. 5:40 to go in the second. Here's Dahlin. He's pressured. Dahlin trying to get on by and cannot. Lofted on down. Dahlin again. Chipped it up. Back up Granlund, and that shot just goes off the glass. Up again at the far side. But that is going to be going to the break now as Carlson, yes, has given Sweden the lead. It is 3-2. Just a hair over 5 minutes to go in the second. Finland behind. All right, let's go to that Tennessee Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt's going to throw it in. 7:25 to go in the game. They are now trailing. Tennessee has come all the way back. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You knew the answer to that. Yes, I do like that line a lot. Top of the key. Commodore's moving. Tries to go by one in the high post. Goes back to the low post. Tries to draw the contact. And it's good. A blocking foul against Phillips and the Volunteers. The basket and one. Vanderbilt takes the lead, and it can extend to 2 with a free throw. Look at the work that is done on Phillips by the big man Carey for Vanderbilt. And Carey will have a chance for a 3-point play to make it 60-58. Jalen Carey, 14 points, and he's going to the charity stripe. We will give updates soon on the other scores going. And oh boy, we have an interesting game in Wisconsin. With Wisconsin, Carey misses the free throw, so it only stays a 1-point game. In fact, there's a lot of time in that one as well. So that's the same amount of time as in that one as well. The pass to the top of the key. It's a floater. It is going to roll in for Tennessee, and they've got the lead back. 6:40 to go in the game. Tennessee 60, Vanderbilt 59. Volunteers have 3 timeouts left. Commodores have 2. They are in the bonus. Volunteers are in the bonus plus. I think another foul. Yes, another foul by Tennessee. I believe Vanderbilt will be in the bonus plus. Fakes it, spins. Back out to the 3-point line. Ducks, goes by one, trying to draw the contact. He does not get the foul, but he gets it to drop good. And Vanderbilt has taken the lead. All right, they just went back to Montreal, but we'll watch this Tennessee Vanderbilt game. By the way, Tennessee had a drive by Maris Jr. He missed the shot, but got fouled. 2 shots coming for him. So, boy, is that a Dandy Brook out there in Knoxville. And we're going to go back and forth, Knoxville and West Lafayette after the end of this period, which is not over yet. 5:09 to go. Sweden leads 3-2. Face-off won by the Finns. To the left wall, and Granlund ran into the referee. The linesman, he was not happy at him, Hintz. And there's Granlund having trouble with the puck, also with the referee. It's banked up, and it's Hintz. Looks for Vakanainen. Vakanainen off the boards. It is lofted through for Hintz. Hintz takes a tremendous hit, backhands it in. Good check by Granlund. Granlund on the one hand. Gets back to the 2. Slips it out to the far side. And here comes Aho on the backhand. Stolen away, it's Raymond. Raymond delays. Raymond waits. And switches it on through. Lindell, and there's Mikkola. Hit by Bratt. And Mikkola blasts it down the line. Now Ekholm. He'll shoot it through to Lankinen. Lankinen's going to hold with 4:11 to go in the second period. I believe they have started the first top-ranked. Yes, they have. One of the top-ranked women's games, and I must have given you the wrong one that started at 2:30. It's Cincinnati, 18th ranked West Virginia, and the Mountaineers are winning by 2. 4:11 to go in the second. Sweden by 1. There was Zibanejad off the circle. The shot got blocked in front. Here comes Sweden pirouetting into the slot. It is fed side of the net. Zibanejad again. He's on a backhand. He twists through. It got blocked off a stick and chipped over to Hedman. Hedman now works his way out. Hedman on the drop pass. Carlson. Banked it off looking for Kempe. Hedman rattles it in. It goes off the glass. And it's spun on down. Lindell tries to kick it. Nylander's there. Nylander drops it off. And here comes Line. Trying to chop that through. Banging it along the corner. 3:10 to go in the second. Sweden shoots it down the gap. Will it be enough for icing? No, they say no. Arvidsson won the race. But Mata gets it right back and feeds it over to Barkov. Barkov left circle, drops off to Rantanen, who has a goal tonight. Back out to Mata. Mata feed one in front, score! Not sure who deflected it, but Finland has tied the game. It will be Capo Kakko. And we are tied at 3. Oli Mata makes a great play at the far wall. Just throws it to the net. And Kakko beats Ekholm to the puck. How that got through Ekholm, I don't know. But there were 2 Finns in front. Kakko was one of them. And he bangs the puck in. And the Battle of the Baltic is tied at 3. What a play by Kakko to bang it in. Sweden rattles it off the corner. It is the first goal of the tournament for Capo Kakko. Here comes Finland again trying to find Granlund. Remember, they scored really late in. And here comes Sweden trying to get the lead back. There's a shot blocked. And here's Mata, who made that play happen before. He feeds it over to Hintz. Hintz over to Granlund. Granlund back to Hintz. Shoot save made Gustafsson. Excuse me, not Gustafsson. Omark. Chipped in back out at the corner. Double teamed. It's Forsberg. 14 shots for Sweden. 13 for Finland. Kicked back out to Granlund. Here's Forsberg, and he'll lead it out to Pettersson. And Finland comes away with the puck. Defensively, they'll try to chop it back up. And they're just lampooned in for Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek trying to win a battle. He chops away looking at the puck. Fed one back, Kakko. Lofted away from Vakanainen, and it's Hedman again. Hedman rattles one up the middle, and it is out of play with 1:44 to go in the second. By the way, they're about to go to the half in Arizona. Arizona's up by 5 against Houston. And we got those other 2 critical games in the second half in the men's game as well. And this puck is out of play with 1:27 to go in the second.
from the second intermission in a 3-3 tie.
All right, more than anyone, you said Mikko Rantanen tied ninth to this point in the NHL in goals.
So that, again, something to watch for.
And Finland can't win games in this tournament without him providing offense. And he has answered the bell.
And, you know, Emily talked about how the players having fun here. It's been a long 3 weeks for Mikko Rantanen. The shocking trade from Colorado to Carolina. He's played 6 games since he's gone to Carolina. And it's really been a struggle for him. He's just got a goal and 1 assist. You see his international experience. He's such a decorated player, such a really terrific offensive player. It's been hard for him. So getting an afternoon like this would probably go a long way to put a little spring back in his step.
The only other Finnish
It's been tremendous.
average over a point per game for their career. And that is right now a
Big face-off here. Tied up. Hedman trying to kick up to the stick. Yeah, it's lifted out. Nylander drops it off. Hedman again. Tries to go down, kick it. Hedman gets the stick and will change. A minute to go in the second period. We're tied at 3. Lindell gets bordered by Kempe. Flickered on out. Sweden looking for the tap pass. Gets it right. Kempe drops it off. Kempe again, and it's Nylander. Nylander swivels towards the net. That puck is blocked. It's up the far side. Lindell trying to take Nylander off the puck. 30 seconds left in the second. There's a battle for it along the far wall. Fed one on back, and there's another point shot. It was chopped off, and again, blocked to the corner.
Working his way down the Finnish bench here. Didn't quite see what happened. It was in that defensive zone, and he slowly skated off the ice, and he's kind of been in that position since.
Florida Panthers fans holding their breath.
Barkov looks a little banged up at the bench. In the draw, there's a shot towards the net, and it's blocked aside. Finland bringing it up. This is the exact point when they scored in the last period. Granlund went down, fed one back out, and there's a shot blocked aside. Sweden tries to chip it to center. Ekholm lost the puck. Finland keeps it in. 2 seconds left. 1 now. It's too late, and the period is over. It has been testy. A stick has been flipped, but we go to the third. Tied at 3. Finland and Sweden. And Barkov's the guy that needs to be healthy for the Panthers. That's not good, but we'll see what happens. Finland and Sweden tied at 3 goals apiece. All right. Yeah, no, it can't happen. That can't. That hurts. It's a Panther guy. That hurts, but. All right, so I go to break. So let's Vanderbilt, Tennessee, 3:55 left. Tennessee, 67-65, 36 second half points. We will also monitor the game, Wisconsin and Purdue. It is 81-74. It's 2:29 left there. It's a bigger lead though. So because of that, we're going to go to that game because there's a little less time.
And Finland got the memo. They need to win a game. They need at least a point. They cannot lose in regulation or they will be eliminated. Coming up, the Discover second intermission report. But first, message from our ABC stations.
It all started with a small business idea.
The speaker. That's right, Craig.
Pulling a perfect team to get the job done.
I'm here for the internet. AT&T, spring
For something you never knew you needed.
I'm able to tour my
Spring forward
curveball.
with real unlimited data and get a free 5G phone with select plans on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and SpringTalk.com.
We have AT&T internet back.
They're on break as well, so we'll go back to what we had initially.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you.
And that is good. Tennessee up by 2, 69-67. 3:20 to go. Vanderbilt has 1 timeout. Tennessee has all 3 still. And they almost lost the ball. They get it out to the right corner for 3. Good! And Vanderbilt has taken a 1-point lead. 4 of the last 4 field goals made for Tennessee. They have been efficient, and that is blocked. Did they call a foul? They did. Foul on Vanderbilt. So even though they hit the 3 ball, Tennessee is in a very good position. They gave up it to take the lead here. And they have free throws coming. Because they're in the bonus plus, so is Vanderbilt. So every free throw, every foul here is going to mean 2 free throws. For the rest of the way. The first is good, and this game is tied. And the second shot is good. 71-70. 2:50 to go in the game. Vanderbilt trails, only 1 timeout left. But if they draw a foul, they'll be shooting free throws. Crossover top of the key, trying to drive by, double team, step back fadeaway, no good, rebound, Tennessee. Vanderbilt should stay away from fouling unless they feel like they absolutely have to. Right corner, 3 is good! Remember, the Commodores only have 1 timeout. It is a 4-point lead for the Volunteers. And they have taken that final timeout. To take one last timeout with still 2:18 left in the game, that feels somewhat detrimental. But Mashak from Ziegler, and Tennessee's got this 4-point lead. I think they're going to break. We'll go to West Lafayette. .229 in the second here. It is a 7-point lead for the Badgers. Make it 8. And another free throw coming for Wisconsin, and this would be a stunning win for them. And no Caleb First. He's out of the game because he's fouled out. The second shot is no good, but it's rebounded by Purdue. 8-point lead for Wisconsin. 2:20 to go in the second. And in the game, top of the key, they'll move it around. Let's go Boilermakers is the chant. That's a long one. High post, low post. Gets it up. It's no good, but he's fouled. And Purdue has just, that is Wisconsin's 10th, I think that's their 10th foul. So it should put Purdue in the bonus plus. And the first shot is good. No, only 6 fouls for Wisconsin. So Purdue's not in the bonus yet either. I think 7, right, I think 7 is bonus for Division I college basketball, and 9 is bonus plus. Timeout Wisconsin. They didn't like the look there offensively. 2:12 to go. And I think they are going to go to the break. Yes, they are going to go to the break. 2:12 to go. Wisconsin's deficit, Purdue's deficit is 7. Now we're going to go back to this game. Remember, Vanderbilt does not have a timeout. Tennessee has 3. 2:05 to go in the second. They're inbounding. Inbound pass at the baseline. Vanderbilt will bring it up. Shot clock is low. Driving, step back, fadeaway, no good. Rebound, Tennessee. And they're going to use clock here. Tennessee's lead, it hasn't been more than 4. There's been a 10-point lead, even a 12-point lead for Vanderbilt, but it has dissipated.
Your coach made a change last period. They put Lena's Omar game. What was your reaction when you got that?
Volunteers moving the ball here. Top of the key, driving. Thought about the 3-point line. He gets to the hole and he scores on the finger roll. And Tennessee has their largest lead of the game at 6, 76-70. Fakes the 3. Pull up for 3 is good. And Vanderbilt has cut the lead in half, 76-73 Volunteers. So that 6-point lead lasted 3 seconds. We'll get to the third period when it starts, has not yet. And a foul on Vanderbilt. Why would you foul a reach-in foul with 1:02 to go on McLaughlin? And that must be his last. So that's why I think that was his 5th. And it looks like that's going to send him out of the ball game. 1:02 to go in the second now. Tennessee is, he's fouled out. Devin McLaughlin, no points in this game. He's had a terrible game. But that happens. One of those games. And Tennessee's going to have free throws with a chance to make it a 5-point lead. They have also just tipped off between Oklahoma State and 12th ranked Texas Tech out in Stillwater. First shot, good. Second shot coming, good as well. Commodores cannot stop the clock. 50 seconds to go. They trail by 5. 78-73 Tennessee. The 5th-ranked Vols have come roaring back. Step back. Great defense. Pulls up for 3. It's good! He just keeps hitting these shots, and they are within 2. 78-76 Tennessee. Problem is, Vanderbilt's going to have to foul at some point. 30 seconds to go. Tennessee leads by 2. It looks like ISO. It's not. Volunteers can call a timeout if they like. They do. They have 2 left. 28 seconds left. Timeout. Volunteers. There is a minute to go in West Lafayette. It looks too little, too late. That's weird. Why is he in Tampa? He must have gotten traded and I didn't know about it. Well, maybe he got traded.
I don't know why more guys don't understand the value of the pump fake. Just move that basketball. That gets the defense off their feet. You can fake it to the right, left, up. That's going to help you create space. And we'll say it again. Jalen Carey's played fantastic, right? The big fella in the middle. Magnon came out and played fantastic. But
No, he used to play for the Lightning,
if you have a guy that can
from what I see.
shots like Jason Edwards, that just
Oh,
gives you a
okay.
chance in any
I see. I was going to say,
three-point line, 24 points in a game where Vanderbilt in the second half has found it a little bit more difficult than the first half of getting some buckets, especially around the rim. Like, we feel like if Vandy's going to win this, it's going to be Jason Edwards.
but they're going to see what Tennessee can do.
Tennessee has put up 47 points here in the second half. Ziegler has created 20 of those.
As that timeout was taken.
Sakai. Oh, just a strong take right to Magnon.
And the first free throw, and that shot was good, so it's a 4-point lead now. Top of the key, a big 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Tennessee. Do they foul? Yes, with 7.6. It's still only a 4-point lead. By the way, they're at the half, 27-21, West Virginia over Cincinnati in the women's ranked game as well.
If it wasn't, we can point to Sky Ziegler right in the so Tennessee closing lanes.
You know, we had a little pregame hit with our studio shows earlier today. We spent a lot of time talking about Ty Ziegler and how we need to just appreciate and absorb what we're watching. He's 5 foot and he has taken over a big man.
And that shot good. The deficit is 5. The three-pointer is no good. Even if it counted, it wouldn't have mattered. Tennessee has come all the way back. There will be no upset in Knoxville tonight. The 5th-ranked team in the country with a furious comeback against their in-state rivals, 81-76 over Vanderbilt. Okay, now let's go to West Lafayette, where the mood is not joyous right now, but could be if they can get a clawback. And they're looking at a foul here on Purdue, and this is not a smart one, I'll just be honest. By the way, once Sweden-Finland is over, we're going to go off the air, but again, in a couple hours, join us 8 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to have United States and Canada. United States leads the table with 3 points. And both of those teams are hoping that this score holds, because an overtime would mean that the winner would only be able to get 2 points. So again, we'd have to see.
talks about changing.
59 seconds to go in the game. Purdue trailing by 7 as they are recalibrating the clock. Let's check some other men's scores. They have come out of the half in Arizona. Wildcats by 3, 30-27 against Houston. And it's early in Stillwater, 7-5, Texas Tech. About 20 minutes away from Missouri playing Georgia. And they've just tipped off in Texas Tech women's. We're trying to upset 25th ranked Baylor, and they are playing well right now. They're up 8-2 early in the game against the ranked Bears. Smith, top of the key. This for Purdue. Smith, layup is blocked. Gilmore, foul on Purdue. Wow, Happy Gilmore. He blocks the running layup for Purdue, and that looked like it was going to go in, and if it did, the deficit would have only been 5. Now, Wisconsin only has 1 timeout. Purdue only has 1 timeout. We'll see. 2 free throws for John Tonje. He has a 91.7 free throw percentage shooter, second highest free throw percentage in the entire Big Ten. And he hits the first. It's not minutes. And the second is good. A 10-point lead for the Badgers. And a right corner 3 for Purdue. Bricks, no good. Rebound, Boilermakers. They keep it. The hook is off the rim, and it is good. And timeout. Purdue, I believe, yes. It's a dead ball, so they can call a timeout. They have no timeouts left. But with 28 seconds left, they need a miracle. 89-81, Badgers. They come back. Still have a couple ads. left till they come back. Where do we go here? We can go to West Virginia for a little bit if that game comes up. Can I even access it?
Presented by Enterprise, a tie game as we head to the third between Finland and Sweden, and just about even across the board in terms of shot attempts, scoring chances, shots on net, a power play goal for the Finns, Papa Schusen, Ray Ferraro, Emily Kaplan, and right the game we hope for as Nylander backhands in to begin the third period.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there more pressure on one
Oh, they just started already, so we are. Never mind that. We'll be back to the basketball at breaks. Here's Rannon towards the net. Oh, and Finland nearly scored a wide open net, but here comes Sweden. It is Kempe. I don't know about this Neuer. I don't know him. Alexis Dubik would be better in knowing that than me. Barkov flips it through, and Hedman causes the intercept. There's been one overtime game in this tournament so far. Sweden played in it and lost thanks to the magic of the Canadians and Mitch Marner. Just past the midway point of overtime, as this is fed back into the zone. Yoki Haru, there's Eriksson Ek and a backhand pass. That line comes back out. The favorite line. Fed it, Bratt looking. Bratt tries to chop it aside, but it's centered off the red line. And banked in again. Mata again, and now Carlson chopping through. 16 shots for the Swedes, 14 for the Finns. A very low amount of shots. They've been very efficient, though. Here's Forsberg trying to chip in. It's deflected. There should be more than the other game. Here's a shot by Barkov, and it's held by Olmark. Yeah, there should be more shots. Nothing against the defenses of U.S. and Canada, but their forwards are bigger. They can lug the puck, and the defensemen are not as hard-hitting and as poke-check oriented as the defenseman in this matchup. As saying, did Hedman glove the puck? Do you think a goaltender gets moved this deadline? If we're I'm trying to think of teams that would. Fed one through, and it's deflected again. Well, this one fed off the dot, and Mikkola once again tries to chop that in. Hedman, then Pettersson. That tapped up off the far side. Rantanen, Mata. Lofts one for Kakko. Barkov tries to wrist that through. Flattened down, looking for Darlene. Yeah, I don't know where. I'd have to think of some. Maybe Pittsburgh would deal a goaltender. I don't know who would be interested. Maybe Vegas. I'm not sure. Finland will chop this right back down, looking Kakko's way, and it slipped off the boards right back to Mata. Mata on the backhand. He circulates this one through. Fed it on down and shot in off the rolling puck from the blue line. Flickered in, and it's Granlund. Granlund at the right hash. Shot, save made. Omar.
Mikael Granlund's got 49 points this year at a tremendous start in San Jose. They got traded to Dallas right before the break, and he doesn't miss by
What a glove stop by Linus Omar.
the ball. Omar, who came in at the start of the second period, was beaten just on that one tip play at the end of period two. Has been really good for the Swedes, but Granlund almost cracked the tie.
You said it multiple times.
That was the huge snare that we just saw.
Even at times, Canada's win over Sweden. Sometimes these players, all of them being great players, all of them being all-star level players, that
With the huge save, and he was able to flash the leather, and there's that puck. It goes wide, again off the boards.
just shoot the puck from their own teammates because at some point someone has to be the trigger man.
Fed one, banking in again.
Zibanejad had a chance there, trying to pass it for the tip to Nylander. Granlund at the other end shot it. One that was a real chance on goal, the other wasn't at all.
Eriksson chipped it out towards the blue paint.
Chopped along Raymond.
With Raymond. Check in the corner by Eriksson.
Raymond again.
Raymond tries to give him the puck. Eriksson
Waits. Eriksson. He's tied up.
hopping up off the deck.
It's fed back to Lindell.
Looking and clear.
Lindell, but they can't clear the puck.
Wentz looks one well wide of Lankinen. Now line it. He can't clear. Forsberg keeps it in.
Back out Forsberg's way.
Tries to skate it free. Final
Forsberg again.
boards out to the neutral zone.
At the neutral zone, Darlene. Over to Forsberg. A shot and a save made by Lankinen, who holds on.
Three times Patrick Laine had the puck within 5 feet of his blue line. The farthest it got out was to the red line. And when it doesn't go that far, now the fins are changing, but they're
And you can see there
to defend, and that leads to a pretty dangerous shot.
is Kevin Lankinen.
Forsberg, Lankinen had to squeeze the elbow in tight to make the stop. In these games, they're so tight. All of that play within 10 feet of the defensive line becomes more and more important.
Was able to
There's going to be a finish, or rather a Swedish
slip that in and flip it aside, but a penalty coming up, and it is on Finland. The drop pass by Darlene. Cranks it out to Nylander. Nylander goes up the blue line. Flip the far side, and a penalty coming up, and a power play to Sweden with 13:50 to go. And you can see this. Advantage and a hooking penalty. And this is going to come up. And it's going to be against Finland. So Sweden is going to the power play. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize that Stanford Duke game is supposed to be on this network after this game is over. So we're not going to be able to do that game for intermission. By the way, did not realize that. Let's see.
Exactly. I can invest and trade on my own.
Yes, and I let them manage some investments for me too.
Let's move on, shall we? No can do.
I'll get out here.
Where are you going?
Okay, so men's, what happened with Wisconsin? Wisconsin did win. They beat Purdue 94-84. Big win for them. And so in the second half, Houston and Arizona, 36-34 Wildcats. 20-9 Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. And 40-23 West Virginia. Yeah, let's go to Houston and Arizona. That's perfect. Bringing up the ball, Arizona. And it is loud. Houston trails by 2. They're the 6th-ranked team. Arizona's the 13th-ranked team. Driving, floater, up the rim, and good. Houston has tied it. Or Houston's within 2. 38-36. Wildcats with the ball. At the left corner, back to the top of the key. Out to the right, they're moving the ball real quickly. But not allowed to drive anywhere because of this tight defense. And a chorus of boos rain down here as they are calling a foul on Visser for Arizona. We are back to, yes, they did. Yep, remember we broadcasted the end of that, Trent? You might not have been there for that. Remember you were doing something? Yes, we had, we broadcasted the end of that. Clemson ripped them. Clemson is good. Puck chip behind Mikkola, and Finland killing this penalty. Nylander lofted away from Hedman. It's banked off the boards and it's Nylander. He slips it up the far side, left hash once again. Deflected Hedman. Hedman, Raymond, back out the left circle. Lofted it out, Zibanejad. Nylander. Nylander swivels it, left circle. Crosses Raymond. Hedman. Nylander. Nylander delays, forks it back. Nylander behind the net. Chips one back out and it's Hedman. Hedman a blast and he broke his stick. 1 minute to go in the man advantage. Hedman's going to crank up and he'll drop it off. Raymond back up at the red line. Raymond swivels in. Pettersson back to Raymond. Raymond over to Pettersson. Back to Carlson, out to Pettersson. Pettersson drop past Carlson. Carlson to Raymond. Raymond delays back to Carlson. Carlson widens his gap. He shoots a wrist shot wide of the net. Zibanejad trying to get it, bank it off, and Finland clears it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Carlson out behind. 12 minutes to go in the third. 3-3 our score. Carlson delays, dips the head, and works his way back. Fed it on through. Trying to dip to the corner. Swung on back, and they're at full strength. They got a man out of the box. They killed the penalty. It's Barkov. Barkov, a backhander. Save made by Olmark. Barkov looks healthy enough now. He streaked out of the penalty box and almost made it 4-3. Barkov in the backhand. There's Teravainen, and his shot hits the glass. Yuki Haru gets it on back. 11:20 to go in the final frame. 3-3 our score. The tying goal scored by Capo Caco. Rantanen gets bumped hard. And Eriksson Ek settles it down on a rolling puck. Swiveled up the red line. Chopped on in, and Mata turns it over, and it slipped right back to Brodin again. 17-16 shots favor Sweden. Jonas Brodin back out, and he slams it in. Fed one off the far side, and it's deflected along. Olmark plays it back. Crossed one down Hanson. Raymond lifts up the stick. Here's Raymond. He'll dot it out the center. Fed one Bratt off the backhand. Turned it over. Granlund comes away with it. Shot back out at the red line. And it's flickered on in by Finland. But before they shot it in, they were deemed offside. 10:15 to go in the third. A good kill by Finland. You see that from Barkov. And now it's going to be an interesting face-off here. So if this does end at 4, by the way, then yes, we would miss the Iron Ball. The Iron Rim, whatever you want to call it. Iron Court, whatever. Raquel shoots in. Raquel working on Mikkola. And it's fed on down to Dahlin. Looking for Pettersson. Elias Pettersson tied up. Working away from it. And the puck hits the top of the glass. But it banked down again. Fed one Pettersson. Pettersson shooting in. Locking on down to Haula. And it'll be flung wide into the Sweden zone. Too much, though. Too much juice on the puck. It's icing. And Finland will have to keep the same guys on the ice. An offensive zone draw for Sweden with 9:28 to go.
International best on best next year in the Olympics, and this year in the Four Nations face-off.
Zibanejad towards the net. Lofted one, Zibanejad wide again. There is a shot from Hedman. It got blocked in front. Offensive zone time. 8:48 for Finland. 12:22 and change at Sweden in this third period is tied up again. Mata, and they're trying to get the puck out of the zone. They cannot. Looks like a man advantage. It isn't, though. Carlson, a wrist shot. Wrist pass. Actually, it looked like a shot. It's Kempe who drops it off to Carlson. Can't keep it in. Kempe goes back to regroup. Finland will change, and Sweden's offside. With 8:48 to go in the third. Well, we're watching the play that Barkov made and nearly made it 4-3. That was the best chance of the game so far. They're going to go to break 4-3 or 3-3. Finland and Sweden. Okay. Where do we go here? We're going to Houston. We're going back to Houston, Arizona. That's the perfect game to go to.
Hey, what's up, roomie? I got us some Jersey Mike subs. Danny DeVito, are you my freshman roommate? And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial. We're the subs.
And it's good. Arizona leads by 3. 44-41. 10 minutes to go. Cougars have 3 timeouts. Arizona has 3 timeouts. Trying to get the upset here. Top of the key. Pick and roll. Drive. Step back. Fade away off the glass. No good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. And there is a player down for the Cougars. I think they're going to break. They are about to go to break. So, how about West Virginia Cincinnati women's game? We'll go to that again. Free throw good for the Bearcats. Yep, I know that as well. We broadcasted the end of that as well. Wisconsin won A big win for Wisconsin. And now Michigan's going to be 2 games ahead, at least for now, for number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Rebounded by the Mountaineers. They'll bring it up. This is the women's game. West Virginia leads by 20, 47-27 from the corner. After this possession, we're going to go to the next one. Driving and one, and a foul on the Bearcats. And West Virginia's starting to pull away with 1:42 to go in the third quarter.
Steve Gaudreau, the father of the Gaudreaus, was part of the team dinner for US Team
Down the
USA
blue line.
earlier this week, and the players were so moved they asked him Ray to be part of practice, which he was a part of. So
Looks back up at the red line.
possibly again to remember and honor Johnny Gaudreau, who you know would be on this team.
Zibanejad
To be live.
skates in. Nylander at the right circle. Nylander gets hit. That puck looked like it might have hit the mesh, but they said it did not. It's going to roll all the way down, and it will be another icing against Finland. This is a tired bunch of Finns here on the ice that desperately want to change, but they cannot because of these icings. They talk about the emotional, everything that Johnny Gaudreau, who passed away. And Johnny Gaudreau was a tremendous player, and his father came at a team dinner practice with Team US, and he has really been a part of everything for them. He would have made the team, and also I can tell you, personal working with the New Jersey hockey stuff, he's been in almost every game. They have memorized him, and he was a member of a team that back in his high school years, he was a member of a team that I've actually seen some coverage of, a school called Gloucester Catholic. So they've done a lot for him. I think they've retired his numbers in the school. It's been a beautiful thing, and the U.S. and all the world hockey seems to be galvanized by a terrible event with the passing of the Gaudreaus. Sweden will dump this on in. 7:30 to go in the third. A very quick moving third period, akin to the start of the first here. And Finland has definitely found their legs in this game. And again, if both teams get to overtime, neither teams can get 3 points in this game. It is chipped up, and it is Lundell who's got a goal. 3 different Finns with goals, 3 different Swedes with goals. Centering pass to try to keep it in. They did. There's a shot towards the net. It goes off the glass. And it's barred off the wall. Lindholm gets it out to center. And it's Elias Lindholm, and there's Lundell shooting it in. Pettersson gets bumped off the puck. Swung back in. Aho's shot pass is blocked. And it's freed up at the far side by Mikkola. Mikkola is going to skate in and wait through the spacings. Granlund takes the big hit. Forked off the backhand. This one lofted on down. And now freed up for Zibanejad, who drops it off to the point again. Nylander looking for Zibanejad. Zibanejad right off the far side again. It's chipped and poke checked away. It is Hintz. Finland shoots in. Omark tried to delay it off the corner. And it's Nylander skating in. Nylander watching the checking of Rantanen. Nylander gaps it up. And the pass comes off the red line. Shot in again as Lankinen holds on.
This is the first half of our ABC Hockey Saturday.
He has done some tremendous work.
In between, we've got college basketball coming up.
And that is stopped, as we said.
As Stanford takes on Duke.
They go to break? Yes, they are. We're talking about Oklahoma State, but yeah, we'll do that. And we'll just monitor the other game. Texas Tech leading by 10. But we monitor Arizona and Houston. Arizona's up 48-41 with 9:10 to go in the game. Driving, floater, good. And the Raiders are starting to rip it up here. Overton with the floater. Cowboys move it, top of the key, 3, no good. Rebound, put in. And that might raise the joy of the Stillwaterians. 5:50 to go in the first. Houston trying to draw fouls. Or, excuse me, Texas Tech. Houston's not in this game. Texas Tech trying to draw fouls. Right corner for 3. Up, no good. Rebounded by the Cowboys. They'll bring it in. Driving, pump fake, pump, pivot. Top of the key once again. They'll reset the offense. Drives towards the basket. Fakes. Layup is going to roll out. No good. And Texas Tech will bring it up. They lead by 10 again. Spins, crossover, twisting, pivots, rolls out. Left corner for 3. Up, no good. Tapped up, rebound. The Cowboys eventually come up with it. And Oklahoma State's going to push here. Top of the key, 3-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Oklahoma State. Foul, shooting foul on the Raiders. With 5:01 to go in the first half, and we're back to Montreal, Sweden, and Finland. Sweden has a point. They lost in overtime. Canada's a point. They won in overtime. U.S. has 3 points. They were the only team to win in regulation. They won last night. Mikkola try to loft it out to Kakko. But both teams are probably going to push for that regulation lead. And you know what that tells me? If both teams are going to push for the regulation lead, and both defenses are going to know that they're pushing, and both goaltenders are going to push back, that tells me we're probably going overtime. That's what that tells me. And we have an offside on Sweden with 5:24 to go. Remember, stay with us later. It's going to be a different stream, but stay with us. We're going to have Canada and the U.S. at 8 o'clock. That starts in about just under 4.5 hours. Poked back, Kakko. And Finland hammers it in. Oh, right off the stanchion, and oh my goodness, what a play. Kakko Hintz nearly made it 4-3. It goes right off the stanchion here at the Bell Center, and Hintz misses the net. He tried to roof it under the crossbar on Linus Ullmark and make it 4-3 Finland, but was unable to do so. 5:15 to go in the third. Drop pass and a blast, and it's tipped. But deflected out of play with 5:10 to go in the third. So this is the second to last game at the Bell Center. They're going to be at TD Garden on Monday. I'm not sure where the final is. Zibanejad a shot, shoots it, a save made by Lankinen. Backhands it, looks for Zibanejad again. Forsling. Chopped this one, backhanded aside. Ekholm. Flipped it along the far end. Under 5 minutes left in this game. Finland trying to find the break pass. They've got a man. Aho, backhander, save, Ullmark. And here's Hintz. Delays it, shot, save, Ullmark again. And he's really out of his crease, too. They can make a delayed move and try to chip it by him. He's got to hug the post and really push forward. And I think he knows it. Vakanainen back out. Fed one on down, and it's behind the corner. It's at the corner. Clopped over to the wall. There's Sweden again, Jesper Bratt. Swings one back at the corner, and it's deflected in that edge. Back to Mikkola. Mikkola, 19 shots for Finland and Sweden. A big hit at the boards, and here's Barkov trying to move by a couple, then was checked in front. Fed one right in front for Granlund, and he missed the net. Right back to the glass. Finland is right now pushing and carrying. Rantanen shot saving. Rebound, it's deflected aside. Oh, Finland's got the momentum right now, but Lindholm goes by another. It's to Arvidsson, a drive. And this one goes off the glass. Sweden is offside. Narrowly. And Rantanen hits him hard. I mean, these two teams don't like each other, and that's the biggest of understatements. In fact, I believe the hatred here is worse than Canada-US. In fact, I know that. Rantanen with a slash and Laine with a slash and Eriksson Ek. And you have to remember, not only are they against the same country, how many battles Laine and Eriksson Ek had when Laine was in Winnipeg and Eriksson Ek still in St. Paul. Crossed one through, and it's kicked aside by Lankinen again. It's Aho. Hintz again. Hintz with a massive hit. Chip back out at the far side. Deflected one and tipped wide. It is Hintz. It is Granlund, a far shot. Blocked again to the corner. Sweden tips it out behind their own net to skate with it. Right off the glass and down. 2:20 to go in the third. It feels like next goal wins. If you get to overtime, definitely. And that would be bad for both of these countries if they go to overtime, because then you could not get 3 points for a win on this night, and you'd be to the mercy of the U.S. and Canada. And I believe not if Sweden wins in overtime, because that would mean, no, still, because that would only be 3, yeah, so. As this is crossed down and a shot, stopped by Lankinen, and it is held, yes, held. Well, actually, Sweden would have to go to tiebreakers, but if that's the case. But if this game does go to overtime and Finland wins in overtime, that means that if the U.S. Canada is decided in regulation, if the winner wins in regulation, clinches a spot in the final. It's a lot of ifs, though. Well, actually, no, my apologies, because Canada only has 3 points, has 2 points. So actually, here's what it is. If Finland wins in overtime and the U.S. beat Canada in regulation tonight, we are going to the final. We have clinched our spot. And then it would be a battle between Finland, Sweden, and Canada to see who would meet the United States. Right circle shots, go save. Lankinen on Raymond with 1:50 to go.
Raymond's had a good couple of games here. The Red Wings rely on him a lot for offense. He's got 21 goals. He had 31 last year. 3 assists in the 2 games here. And really heavy on the puck. Like when he gets it, some guys have strong hands. Like when the puck's on their stick, it just feels like it's going to stay there. And Raymond is one of those guys.
And as we talked about that, so key. Lundell, and it's backed up for Rantanen, who tries to skate by. but cannot.
Off the skates of
Carlson
Carlson.
swung it on in.
Creates some space.
It's off the backhand and down.
Fly pass. Nice reach by Kakko.
Kakko tries to get there. A minute 20 to go in the third in the Sweden zone. Swedes love it down, get it right back. Fed one over Carlson. Carlson zips it up. Hedman, Kempe, Nylander. He's checked. Nylander loses the puck. And it's Barkov who swings it in. Aho checked off the puck. There's Aho again, looking for Barkov. Under a minute to go in the game. Swivels one for Hedman. Now Ekholm. Ekholm, line drive up the blue line. Here comes Jesper Bratt. He banks it back off the corner. Bratt locking it in. Aho.
23 seconds to go before overtime. Lana snaps a pass right.
Chipped in. Granlund now. Fed one off the far side.
Lucas Raymond brings it in.
And deflected. It's Raymond. Raymond.
25 seconds to go. It pops free. There's Kakko.
Chopped on back.
Forsberg.
There's a chance for Forsberg. This widened. Glanced out to center. Forsling. Maybe one last chance here. 10 seconds to go in the third. He is not pushing. They are not pushing. They should be. Forsberg swivels it. 6 seconds left. It's back out for Lindholm. He'll shoot it in. And both teams are getting points. Overtime for the second time in the tournament. Sweden and Finland go to overtime.
60 seconds and come right back. Overtime.
It is the end of regulation, both of these teams. So now, with a point each, Sweden has 2 points. Finland has 1.
I know. As your host, I'll have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No game. No fun.
Yes, Coach.
Meanwhile, at Verbo, what other vacation rentals make you share?
And as we said, a Finland win in overtime.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A grilled spicy deluxe sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken.
Would
It's just the right amount of heat.
Clinch U.S. in
And definitely
the
more. And then pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough.
spot.
It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
Real guests pay for the
no, I think they still would need a regulation win because there's a Canada tiebreaker. It's a little weird. So they are in with a Finland win here
Emily Kaplan here with the Four Nations face-off. And Ray, how'd we get here?
and a Sweden and a regulation win of their own, as we said.
Ball, the fans all fucking in on the left side. Glassman's not in. Makes it 3-2. Or makes it 2-2. Eric Carlson makes it 3-2 on a rush up into the plate. Beats Kevin Lankinen over the shoulder, and then all in Mana's pass into the goal crease, kept in by Alexander Barkov. 3-3 it is. It's tight as can be.
2 games for Sweden, the second to go to overtime. Again, it's an NHL 3-on-3 format, but 10 minutes instead of 5. And then a 3
So in 10 minutes, this is also, this experience is for Sweden because this is the second game. They played 2 games, and this is their second overtime game that they've played. This is Finland's first.
Team Canada after a terrific 2-goal comeback in the third period. But this was how that game ended as Vince Marner turned into the hero.
And of course, we remember calling this game. Canada beat Sweden in the last game thanks to Marner's overtime magic.
Was a fabulous way to start this tournament, and the building exploded. Canada had a 2-point win, and the Swedes are back at it again.
Sweden and Finland. Sweden's last game before the final, if they are to get there, is against the United States on Monday from Boston. If it is Finland, their next game is against Canada on Monday afternoon, which amazes me on President's Day that the U.S., the only country to celebrate that holiday, would play at the night game, and the afternoon wouldn't be played by the team. I would think you'd play the two countries that aren't celebrating holiday. A break comes away for Sweden. Raymond, right back out, shot save, Lankinen. Oh, what a chance. And now here comes Finland again. Barkov dropped it off. Rantanen gets hit, no penalty. He wants one. It's Raymond. Raymond circles and he waits for his team to change.
Delays. Hands off for a change. Forsling on the back pedal.
Forsling again.
And Nylander hop over the boards.
Forsling delays, and it's Nylander. 9:20 to go in overtime. No double. It will go to a shootout if this game does not finish the way it starts. Here's Nylander fixing a backhand. Nylander missed the net. Nylander fought one on through, though. It is fed on back and chopped to the far side. Clipped it on down, Bratt. Bratt looks for Nylander. Nylander, they're booing him because he's the Maple Leaf. I guess that's why. Yeah, Bratt. Bratt swivels. Bratt behind the net here in Montreal. Bratt waits. Nylander one-timer blocked. And here's Aho. And Aho is going to turn with 8:50 to go in overtime. Sweden has been the better team, the much better team. In overtime, here's Granlund. Granlund delays, fakes behind the net, and that puck got lifted. Granlund tried to free it up. Chasing it is Aho, but Forsling comes away with it. Gustav Forsling waits, and he approaches now for Adrian Kempe to bring it up. Kempe at the red line. Kempe speeds in. Kempe right circle. He drags. He shoots and a save made. Rebound puck is loose, and Finland gets it. Granlund. Granlund on a 2-on-1. Hustling back in is Mikkola. Granlund shoots. Score! Michael Granlund! And Finland wins in overtime. The U.S. are into the final with a regulation win tonight. And Sweden again lose in overtime. And Kempe was trying to crash the puck through. A beautiful save by Lankinen. I'm hoping he does that to Kempe in Vancouver. And Granlund on the 2-on-1 5-hole right underneath Ullmark. And Finland wins the Battle of the Baltic. One more game on Monday for them against Canada. And they will get 2 points. So now the U.S. have a tremendous opportunity tonight in Montreal to go to Boston already in the final. What a tremendous win for Michael Granlund and Finland. What a win. We will see you guys in 4 hours and 7 minutes at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for the U.S. and Canada intermittent All-Star game festivity, 3-point contest, dunk contest, skills challenge, updates, and coverage and score updates in top 25 college men's basketball and women's basketball. We'll see you for that at 8 o'clock. Good night, everybody. See you later tonight. Happy hockey, everybody.